Abby here with my sidekick Dobby, and today is December, which means it's time for my November wrap-up. This month, I am wearing my Hufflepuff shirt because one of my favorite Hufflepuffs, Newt Scamander, he's right here. I don't know if you can see him. I'll pull him over. He was in a movie this month, and it was amazing. It was wonderful. It got me sucked back into the Harry Potter world. So I'm repping our house today. Unfortunately, this month was insane. First, the election happened, and I didn't really feel like reading for a little bit because, I don't know, you'd think I would have felt more like reading, but I guess I was torturing myself instead of reading. Anyway, I also went away almost every single weekend this month. And unfortunately, I can't read in cars or anything, so that meant a lot of not reading. I did read some books, and I got some more books because one of the places I went this month was Y'allfest, so I'll be talking about those in a moment. The first book I read this month was The Thousandth Floor by Katherine McGee. I then, almost immediately after, because I finished this right before Y'allfest, met her at Y'allfest, and I have a picture with her, which I'll put right here. I do have a video for this book, so if you've read it, or if you haven't read it, you can watch the first little bit. Check it out. This book is about 5 people who live in a tower in New York City 100 years from now that's 1,000 floors high, and it is absolutely packed with drama on every page. I couldn't stop talking about it. One of the girls is genetically created to be the perfect individual, I guess, but she has a secret. I mean, everybody has these crazy secrets. I don't want to get into it because you need to experience it yourself. If you enjoy drama on every page, definitely read this book. It was fantastic. I was obsessed. Next up, my friends and I actually listened to the Heartless audiobook on the way to and from Y'allfest because it's a 17-hour audiobook, and we had an 8-hour drive each way. So that was the next book I read this month. Unfortunately, I do not have a physical copy of it, but I will have a picture right here. And since this one is what most represents our Y'allfest trip, click on it and you can see my video about my experience at Y'allfest. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, but check that out. And I will be talking about Y'allfest more in a little bit. This month was kind of full of it. So that book, if you don't know, it was written by Marissa Meyer, who wrote the Lunar Chronicles, and it is about the Queen of Hearts and how she came to be the Queen of Hearts that we know from this innocent, wonderful, kind girl that she starts out at the beginning of the book. It's a journey. Unfortunately, I probably don't remember it as much as I would if I hadn't been listening to it on audiobook on a long ride, because I actually slept through a half hour of it because, you know, tiring road trips. But even so, I did really enjoy it, and I hope to get my hands on a copy of it. At Y'allfest, while I was standing there, I also started The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is by the same author as Everything, which I read before I started doing my booktube videos, but I do have a review for it that I will link below. And I got to hear Nicola Yoon speak about it and get her autograph at Y'allfest, and it was great. It's about a girl and a boy. They're both minorities. The girl is supposed to be deported back to Jamaica at the end of this day. The whole book takes place in one day. And the boy is the son of Korean immigrants who just want him to marry a Korean and that be his life. But the two of them meet, there's an instant connection, and the boy is determined to make her fall completely in love with him by the end of the day. And I love this book. It is definitely very different from Everything, but it does have a similar feel. And it was great. I really did enjoy it. Check that out. That was actually it for the books that I finished this month. Like I said, it's been a crazy month. I haven't had that much time to read. I did start Wayfarer by Alex Bracken. Unfortunately, I accidentally left Wayfarer at work this weekend, which sucks, but If you don't know, it is the second book to the Passenger series, and it actually comes out in January. I waited in 2 separate lines to get my hands on it at Y'all Fest and got it autographed. So I'm reading it early, but I left it at school. Oops. If you don't know, Passenger is about a girl who finds out that she has the ability to travel through time, and she starts doing so, but it turns out that the head of time travel or something like that is sort of kind of evil. But she ends up finding somebody that she has a really big connection to, and they go on this big adventure. And the second one picks up where the last one ended. I have a picture of Wayfarer right here, and I will let you know when I finish that, hopefully this month, if I start reading more. But I don't know. I'm only like 100 pages in. I'm not fully feeling it, but if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know I always kind of have a little bit of an issue with time travel related things, and it didn't seem to be as much of an issue in the first one, but I'm seeing it a little bit more in this one. I don't know. That's just me, my preferences, but I'm hoping, because that one really picked up, I'm hoping that this one does too. That is it for the books that I've been reading in November, unfortunately. But I did get my hands on a lot of books because of, you know, Y'all Fest. So right before I headed to Y'all Fest, I bought 3 Dark Crowns, and it is signed because she was at Y'all Fest, because everything in my life in November is about Y'all Fest. Or even leading up to November is about Y'all Fest. And I have heard a lot about this book. When it was coming out, I heard a lot about it. It's gotten some mixed reviews, but I definitely do want to read it at some point. I don't know if it'll be this month, next month. I do have a little bit of a break right now before the next book I'm waiting for comes out, so we'll see. Next up is a bunch of books that I got for free at Y'all Fest. Number 1 is Allie Carter's All Fall Down. I had to wait in a short line for this one. They were giving out a whole bunch of copies. It looks like it's about a girl whose mother was murdered, but people don't believe her, and she wants to hunt down the person that murdered her mother. Fair, kind of. I also got an arc for Frog Kisser by Garth Nix. It says, talking dogs, mischievous wizards, an evil stepfather, loads and loads of toads. Such is the life of a frog kisser. I'm assuming it's related to like Princess and the Frog type of deal, and it has to do with fairy tale retellings, which is super, super, super big right now. And I do want to read this sooner rather than later, but we'll see when that happens. This one comes out February 28th, 2017. Next up, I have The End of Our Story by Meg Heston. This is a Harper teen book. It comes out April 2017. This one sounds like it's about 2 people that grew up together and fell in love, kind of, but then it ended up not working, and then tragedy strikes, and they come back into each other's lives. And it's called The End of Our Story, so I don't know if that refers to the temporary end when they split, or if it's like them coming together to have a better end. We'll see. That ending makes me think they don't end up together, but maybe that's what's tricky about it. I don't know, but I definitely want to check it out at some point. Next up, we have The Whole Thing Together by Anne Brashares. This one, I believe, was the first in line choice of the month. It comes out April 2017 as well. So it sounds like it's about 2 girls who, their parents used to be married and they had a beach house, and they got divorced, and they now each have separate families, and neither one was willing to give up the beach house, so they now share it. So these 2 girls have lived very similar lives their whole life, the same house, the same bed, but have never actually met. I assume that in this book they are going to meet for the first time. It'll be chaos, because, like, can you imagine meeting somebody and being like, this is my bed? No, this is my bed. These are my clothes. No, these are my clothes. I don't know if they share clothes. They probably don't share clothes. But you get what I mean. It says it's about family, secrets, and most of all, love. Is Ray a boy? I don't know, but this, it would be weird if they fell in love, because I guess if the parents got divorced before they had kids, they wouldn't technically be related, but it would still be really weird. Then again, if you watch my review for The Thousandth Floor, maybe that's okay with me. I'm excited to read this. And finally, I have another book that I got from First in Line. One of Us is Lying. This one is on sale in May 2017, and I assume that one of these people is lying. It sounds like it's like a Breakfast Club-like thing, except somebody dies. So there are people, stereotypical people, that walk into detention, and then one of them never comes out. And I guess it's all of them telling the story of what happened, except one of them is lying. So you need to figure out who's lying, and I assume it tells us by the end of the story. That is it for November. Not a huge month for me, but it's been a huge month for me in terms of like things happening and being crazy. So that's all I have for you today. But check out reviews for the ones that I've already read, or the ones that I've made reviews for that I've already read, and keep watching for more. You can follow me on Twitter at ReaderGonnaRead, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye!